For the first time in his career, LeBron James passed up an opportunity to become a free agent when he decided to exercise his $52.6 million player option to stay with the Los Angeles Lakers next season. James' decision was so stunning that even accepting another year with the Lakers has been widely interpreted as evidence that he plans to leave them. Trade speculation surrounding James has been seemingly inescapable over the past week since he picked up the lucrative option. To be fair, James himself has not been without fault in sparking the widespread rumors. Or at least his agent Rich Paul, who presumably speaks with approval from the king, shares some blame. After confirming that James would be accepting the option, Paul told ESPN, "LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future." It didn't take much reading between the lines to interpret Paul's statement as meaning that James would look to get out of Los Angeles unless the Lakers switched quickly into win-now mode, which they show little sign of doing. No talks on James' contract extension. In addition, according to ESPN's Brian Windhorst, James and the Lakers never held any talks on a possible contract extension before James unilaterally exercised his option to return to Los Angeles. Windhorst said that the Lakers, as a result, now view LeBron as playing on an expiring contract, a situation that often leads to a trade either before or during the season. Nonetheless, with a no-trade clause, as well as simply the stature that comes with being the NBA's most iconic player, James still holds control over his basketball future. So, what was he doing this week when he was spotted at the Cleveland Cavaliers training facility? He also was seen in an online image apparently playing golf in Cleveland while wears a baseball cap emblazoned with the words, "Welcome home." James, of course, is a native of Akron, Ohio, and grew up as a devoted fan of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was drafted by Cleveland with a top overall pick in 2003 and spent the first 7 years of his career there before leaving as a free agent for the Miami Heat, where he won 2 NBA championships. After 4 seasons in Miami, he signed with Cleveland again, winning another title, this one for his hometown team. King posts message on Cleveland return rumors. The online images did not escape the King's notice. On July 4th, he took a moment to post his own strong message, shooting down, at least for now, speculation that he would return for a 3rd stint with the Cavaliers to finish out his career near his childhood home. "I live here still and train every summer," James wrote on his X, formerly Twitter, account. "God damn y'all bored, man. Go get a plate of food somewhere and enjoy the 4th of July. Not everyone was buying James' seeming denial, however. The often outspoken retired Washington Wizards 3-time All-Star Gilbert Arenas had a few things to say on his own social media. 1. Nobody golfs in Ohio, okay? Yeah, you only got one golf course in the top 200. Ain't nobody going there, okay? Arenas wrote. 2. We seen your swing. You don't golf, okay? That's not what you do. You play video games. NBA trade rumors continue to swirl about LeBron James' future with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Golden State Warriors' interest in James has been well documented. ESPN previously reported that Golden State attempted to trade for James in 2024. Now, the Warriors could have another opportunity if James' relationship with the Lakers goes south. Sports Illustrated's Jackson KARL and Rohan Raman floated a 3-team trade idea with James as the centerpiece. The trade pitch involves the Lakers, Warriors, and Atlanta Hawks. Golden State lands James, Bronny James, Dalton Connect, Shake Milton, and Jordan Goodwin. In exchange for dealing one of the NBA greats, the Lakers acquired Jonathan Kuminga via a sign-in trade, 4-year, $120 million contract, Buddy Hield, Brandon Podziemski, and Tracy Jackson-Davis. Additionally, the Hawks receive Moses Moody and Gue Santos for helping facilitate the blockbuster Warriors-Lakers deal. Let's dive into the pros and cons to this wild blockbuster trade pitch for the Lakers and Warriors. The Warriors pushed the Lakers to trade LeBron James back in 2024. The move would allow James to finally play with Steph Curry and Draymond Green. ESPN's Ramona Shelburne and Adrian Wojnarowski previously revealed secret conversations between the Warriors and Lakers ahead of the 2024 NBA trade deadline. over a clandestine 24-hour window prior to the trade deadline Thursday that included owner-to-owner conversations. The Golden State Warriors made an unsuccessful bid to convince the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James to consider a trade to pair him with longtime rival Stephen Curry, sources told ESPN. Wojnarowski and Shelburne detailed in a February 14, 2024, story titled, Sources. Warriors made bid for LeBron James at trade deadline. The Warriors were eager to present a package deal to LA, but neither the Lakers nor James were willing to explore a potential blockbuster. Rich Paul told Lacob and Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. that James had no interest in a trade and wanted to remain a Laker, sources said. When Dunleavy reached out to Lakers GM Rob Pelinka in those pre-trade deadline hours, Dunleavy had been told the same. The Lakers wanted to keep James, sources said. Will the Lakers actually consider a trade for LeBron James? The trade rumors have intensified after James dropped a bombshell statement about his future via agent Rich Paul, ahead of NBA free agency. It remains to be seen if this was posturing by James to push the Lakers to make moves, or if the superstar will attempt to push for a trade. The Lakers would add a lot of useful pieces around Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, KARL and Rahman wrote in a July 4, 2025, story titled, New Blockbuster Three-Team Trade Proposal Sends LeBron James to Golden State, Jonathan Kuminga to the Lakers. Kuminga could take on a bigger role with the Lakers and Podziemski, and he'll give the Lakers solid options off the bench. Jackson Davis is an intriguing young option for this team, and they create a lot of future flexibility. This would not be the first time James sparked conversation about his future, but the signs still point to the star suiting up for the Lakers this season, even if his camp is attempting to cloud the picture this offseason. The Los Angeles Lakers always find a way to stay in the news. Then again, the same can be said about LeBron James. Most NBA observers figured the Lakers would undergo a fairly predictable offseason. Armed with two megastars in Luka Doncic and James, the plan for Los Angeles all along was to snag a starting center. The Lakers have done that by signing DeAndre Ayton, but suddenly, a much more pressing issue has arisen. James might be on his way out of town. In the hours after James picked up his $52.6 million player option for 2025-26, James' agent, Clutch Sports Group's Rich Paul, released the following odd statement, per The Athletic. LeBron knows the Lakers are building for the future, and he also wants to compete for championships. We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that, are supportive, and want what's best for him. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with the Lakers. Not surprisingly, the NBA media universe erupted with speculation in response to Paul's cryptic remarks. Trade machines went wild, and The Athletic's Fred Katz even proposed 5 potential landing spots for James. Among Katz's fits for James? The New York Knicks. Katz argued that while the Knicks could construct various types of offers for James, a straight-up swap for Karl Anthony Towns would make the most sense. New York owes Towns $110 million over the next 2 seasons, Katz wrote. The 5-time All-Star has a $61 million player option for 2027-28. Meanwhile, the Knicks are at risk of climbing into the second apron next season. James could double as a basketball fit, as well as a giant expiring contract to avoid the second apron in 2026-27 and maybe beyond. In Los Angeles, Towns and Doncic could destroy any defense they face. There would surely be downsides to this deal for the Knicks. Not only would they be left thin at center, Mitchell Robinson's health is never certain, but New York's timeline would be out of whack by acquiring a player, James, who will turn 41 in December. Ultimately, these factors make a LeBron to New York trade unlikely. The Knicks are made up of prime-aged contributors, Katz continued. This trade would make them older, a James trade to the Knicks, even in a world where both he and the Lakers agree it's best for the two to part ways after 7 years. Isn't likely. The Knicks didn't get in on the hunt for Kevin Durant. Like so many others, they could be saving up salary and assets for a guy in Milwaukee. The most likely outcome for James is a return to the Lakers. But this recent media circus, spawned by James and Paul, shows just how media-savvy James has become during his time in Hollywood.